Welcome to this edition of Talk with Taz Live. Today I want to have an honest conversation with you. This is a trying time for our world. Globally, we are experiencing a pandemic like we've never seen in my lifetime. The rapidness of which deaths are occurring seems unimaginable, as does the uncertainty about who might succumb to the virus, as well as our inability to treat those who are the sickest in our communities adequately. Those who don't need immediate medical care are fearful that if treatment is needed, it won't be there. Everywhere we look, there is suffering and death. Death appears to be the new character in all of our lives. With death comes pain. I'm going through it. You're going through something. Our world is going through it, through something. But joy does await us on the other side of the pain. Once you've gone through it, there will be no more pain or sorrow, no more tears. The pain that comes with the loss of a loved one, a friend, a stranger, a job, a lifestyle, ideology, hopes, and dreams. Death symbolizes the changing of the guard. On Sunday, January the 1st, 1978, the guards changed in my life. It was on that fateful Sunday morning that my uncle was shot and killed in front of me and my mother. In my book, I state that I can still hear her screams as we looked at the crowd of people surrounding him, not knowing what was going to occur, as she yelled out to him to look at her, and he did. And then he was shot and killed. For many years, I never looked at my uncle's death as an illustration or an example that I had been touched by police violence. It was the loss of my uncle. I believe it was within the last 18 months that I realized that I had been impacted by police violence. I was a little girl. I lost my uncle. I didn't understand that it was police violence, but it was. That was the changing of the guards. It is one of the things that I write about in my book, Stronger. It changed my whole world. I was never that little girl anymore. It was not a carefree world for me. My world changed, and it has forever changed. But I understand that I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he was dead, yet shall he live. Resurrection does not only occur on Easter Sunday. It occurs every day of our life. As a child, they taught me the meaning of the crucifixion and that he rose. He rose up from the dead. I can hear my aunties singing, he rose, he rose, he rose up from the dead, and the Lord shall bear my spirit home. He rose. As a young professional, I began to understand that he rose So not only could I have life, but have it more abundantly. But I thought we were only talking about heaven. As an adult, I learned he rose so that I could rise every day, go to work, and not be overcome by the struggles of the job, personal relationships, community, church hurt, injustice, national and global concerns. As a person who has been singed by the fire, I understand he rose so that I would have a shield of protection and a moral compass that pulls me in the direction that my flesh does not want to go. I learned that no weapon formed against me shall prosper. No opinion will prosper. No manipulation will prosper. Though they slay me, yet I can rise above it. History records they preferred to kill the innocent King of Kings, whose only purpose was to save the world. He had committed no crime. But because of the thorny crown, blood, the blood that ran down his face, I rise. By every lash he took and the pain he endured, I rise. By every step and labored breath he took, as his death loomed near, I rise. By every nail they used to pierce his precious, innocent body, I rise. Because on the brink of death, he still cared enough to forgive a sinner like me, I rise. Because he was in the grave for 3 days, fulfilling the promise that he had all power in his hand, and he would conquer death, I rise. Because he knew Thomas would doubt him, I rise. I rise. He was lied on, misjudged, mistreated, betrayed, and innocently crucified by the authorities, out of the fear that change may be at hand. The King of Kings was an honorable man. His death and resurrection demonstrates that he and we can rise above the injustice of our community, just as he did. We can rise above it. He began his work so that we are faithfully continuing it. He began the work. He came, he endured death, persecution, went down, got back up, so that we could continue the work here on earth. Ultimately, when we do the job that we're supposed to do, which this is the real job that we're here for, is to continue that work, then we can all rise. Whether we rise here on this earthly realm or we rise in heaven, we rise because he paid the ultimate price. He paid the ultimate price. And so many others have paid that price so that we can be to this point in time. To this point in time. It hasn't been easy. It hasn't been easy. It's hard for me to wrestle with the fact that I am reliving a tragic event from my childhood this week. As I wrestle with the emotions and not even understanding that you're off-centered because you're dealing with that again. It never goes away. Seeing someone die, it doesn't go away. It doesn't go away. And we don't forget. We don't forget. But I rise. I rise because Christ came in this world so that we could rise above all of the injustices that we were going to encounter, the hatred, the betrayal for those we know, those we don't know, those closest to us. Because remember, he was betrayed by a friend. He was betrayed by a disciple that walked with him, talked with him, who ate with him, who slept with him. Betrayal is not a race. It is an enemy. It's an enemy. So we have to rise. We got to rise. But we can only rise when we keep our hand in God's hand and we walk the walk that Christ walked when he lived on this earth. It was nonviolent. It was nonviolent. As I close in my head, I hear the song, I'm trying not to be emotional today, that they would sing at my church. And oftentimes they would sing it at funerals. May the work I've done speak for me. May the life I live speak for me. As we go through this trying time in our world, remember we can rise. But as we rise, remember you want your life and your work to speak for you. And I want to believe that you want it to be positive things, that you want to leave a legacy for your children, for your family that is positive. Because if we are not careful, history will repeat itself. But the thing about when history repeats, it's never exactly the same. It doesn't always turn out the way we think it's going to. But I want to believe that we live in a world where love can conquer hate, because Christ came and died. And he spent 3 days showing us that he could conquer death. So if he can conquer death, hate can be conquered. But we must be the ones that let our light shine and let our work speak for us, so that the life we've lived has been a positive one. This has been Talk with Taz Live. As always, make sure you take care of you so that you can take care of others who may be going through things that they don't know how to get out of. Because we all go through it. We're all going through something. But we can rise, and we will rise again. Until next time, take care of you. Bye now.